This is Urasawa Boys, a podcast where we read and discuss the works of manga artist and author Naoki Urasawa. Right now, we're reading Monster, and Monster deals with a lot of dark and troubling topics and themes, so a list of content warnings is going to be available in the show notes. Thanks for listening.
Hi everybody, I'm Samuel Quinn Morris.
I'm Matt Fennell.
Welcome back to Urasawa Boys, the podcast where we're done reading Urasawa. We're not reading Urasawa. We're just talking about Urasawa, so it's kind of, it's only half of the show that you're used to. But we got a lot of other random bullshit to fill up the rest of it.
Yeah, there's some fun stuff going on in here.
Oh yeah, we got a whole little itinerary. We got a list. It's pretty exciting stuff. I've got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, how have you been? And we can really luxuriate here.
Yeah,
this is our season wrap up. It's a Sunday. It's fall out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lovely Sunday, October 15th.
The time change has got to be happening soon, right? I guess that's after Halloween now, is the way that usually does its thing.
It's after Halloween, and I know this because when I was working at a place in New York, right? So it's spring forward, fall back, and so they were like, so in the fall, when you turn the clocks back, we don't close an hour early. We still close at the same time. So you're actually
open
working
for an extra hour. Oh.
And so then I was like, okay, well, so what about in the spring when you move the clocks forward? I'm like, so do we still close at the same time? And they're like, no.
Close an hour
then we
later.
stay open an extra hour. So that we're still open the same amount of time.
Miserable.
Dude, that night, I was working that night. You have no idea how demoralizing it was to watch it go from 2:59 to 2.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
In the morning. It was just the worst.
No bueno. No, but yeah, I've been good. I've been very, very tired, I think, since the last time we recorded. Because we recorded, was it after my race, but before the wedding, I think was when we recorded?
It was after the race. I don't know if it was before the wedding or not. I'm pretty sure it was before I got fired.
I think that too. I went out to California for this wedding in Sacramento on a Thursday. And we did this thing where we said, we're going to stay on East Coast time because we didn't take vacation days. So we were still working. But that's not really what that means. That just meant that we woke up at about, 5 and 6 in the morning every day that we were in Sacramento and then stayed awake until 2 or 3 in the evening. Or in the morning, 2 or 3 a.m. So very tired from that. Beautiful wedding. Very nice. Congratulations to my friends, Arthur and Morgan. We drove out to, congrats to them. We drove out to Pacifica and went to the Taco Bell there, and I stared at the ocean for a while, and that was good for me, I think.
Eating Taco Bell.
Yeah, on the beach.
What a Matt Fennell thing to do.
Yeah.
I think the Quinn equivalent of that is probably beef stew in a cabin.
Okay, because you're not a beach person, right? You don't strike me as a beach person. Okay.
I don't like the beach, and the beach does not like me.
I love the beach. My dad's from Florida. We would spend summers in Florida growing up, and in southern Florida as I got into end of middle school, early high school, and basically I just sat out on the beach all summer and would read crappy books. Michael Crichton, John Grisham, a little bit of Stephen King in here, there.
There you go.
Love the beach. Anyway, we got back from this wedding. We had a red eye back into Atlanta, landed on Sunday morning, and I basically turned around and left on a business trip for 4 or 5 days. So
great.
When I finally got back to my bed late on Thursday, I realized it had been 12 to 13 days since I had slept in my bed. So I'm recovering from that. I'm feeling good. I got the The mullet and the mustache cleaned up a little bit for some of the meetings that I had on this business trip.
As I told Matt when he sent me a selfie, I said he went from trucker to 1980s laptop salesman.
There we go. Yeah, so that's kind of the look that I'm rocking right now. It's finally getting cool enough here in Chattanooga where I can switch to flannels.
We talked about *Halt and Catch Fire*, right?
Yeah. That show stresses me out entirely too much.
It's the most stressful show.
I watched the first season and was like, I don't think I can. I love this. I can't watch any more of it. It is too much for me. I just
the second season wasn't as good anyway.
I feel so bad for everyone is the thing.
The first season is a perfect episode of TV.
Yeah.
It's a perfect season of television.
TV. It's so good.
If you like feeling like you're going to have a heart attack
at any second,
minute and a half, it is insane.
Everything that happens, and it just continues to happen, and I'm just like, oh.
It's truly I warned you about the Stairs TV show.
Yeah, it really, really, really is. But Halt and Catch Fire are great. So I am if I sound a little bit tired, it's because I have not been sleeping. So
he's been watching too much Halt and Catch Fire.
Yeah.
It's good luck sleeping after that.
So that's kind of me. How about you? What's going on in? Well, I mean, I know you said that you've been laid off, so we're.
Laid off is a great way to describe it. No, what happened was, here's the situation, listeners. So I lost my job at a bar because, you see, so a few weeks ago I asked my boss, I'm like, hey, should I have a key to the bar so that I can open it? And he was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. And so normally this guy comes in the morning and he opens the bar, so I don't need one.
Mm-hmm.
And there is an extra spare key. But here's the thing. His wife just had a baby, and so he's not here in the mornings to unlock the bar. So on Monday, I go and I get the spare key. Great. Awesome. And then I left the key in the bar.
Oops.
And this happened like a couple of days. And the first time, one of my coworkers came and helped me out. And the second time, I texted him and called him, and I was like, hey man, I don't have a key. Can't get in. And then he only looked at his phone after we were already supposed to be open. And of course,
Sure.
I've just been waiting in my car the whole time. And so then he looks at his phone, he comes in and he opens the door, and he's like, I think this is the end of our time together.
Are
and
you kidding? Just for
agree.
one? Like, that was it?
Look, I mean, and also, to be fair, it's not like I was super respectful to the guy in general. Like, he's a dumb idiot man. And, like, I kept most of it to myself, but I have no poker face, right? So when he said dumb idiot things, I would get a look on my face. And it's not the most judgmental look in the world, but I did get a look. And so I imagine he was just waiting for the right time.
Yeah.
Well,
that sucks.
I refuse to work for somebody who is not worthy of my respect.
Yeah.
And who also would engineer a situation with so few redundancies that one person forgetting a key means the bar doesn't open.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what an intelligent person does.
It's a little bit silly, I think, is the thing. Not ideal. Keys, just in general.
Yeah.
The number of times, so like the couple that just got married, when they go out of town, I watch their dogs, and they live over by my office. So usually what I do is I'll wake up early when I'm watching the dogs so I can get over there and then just go straight into work. There have been 2 or 3 times where I've gotten over there and realized that I left the key that they gave me on my key hook in my apartment. And let me tell you what, that is the worst feeling in the world. The white hot rage that runs through my body when I realize I cannot get in to feed these dogs at 6 a.m. is not fun. It's not good. Keys, just, I don't know. They suck. We're anti-key stance on this podcast, I think is where we're landing. It's the weirdest stance to come up with.
Keys. You want to talk about the root of all evil?
Keys
it's not money,
and locks.
It's
keys.
Yeah.
You have nothing to break but your chains and the locks.
My dad would agree with this. He hates locks and keys. He's like, every time I see that somebody's locked their door, I know that we're not evolved yet as a species. And I'm like, come on, Dad.
Okay. You know what? Thank you for saying this, because now I won't get to that level. Thank you, Mr. Morris. But also, I will not be subscribing to that philosophy.
he just wants everybody to get along and be a
Look,
good person.
I don't blame him
He
for
doesn't.
that.
Yeah, no, it's he's a real gem of a man. Yeah. So anyway, so I've just been sitting on my ass, being depressed mostly.
Look, it happens
That's what
from
I've
time
been
to
up to.
time. Yeah,
Dude, it's life. It's life out here, and well, I guess I'm not in the big city anymore.
in the Big Apple.
Yeah,
Does
Iowa
Iowa City
City's
have a
more
fun
like
nickname?
the small potato.
That's Idaho. It's potatoes, not Iowa.
It would be, yeah. What is that? What does Iowa have out here? I don't know. Although I'll tell you
Corn?
something interesting that's produce. Oh, it is corn. Yeah, it is. It is corn. It's the medium corn, I guess. I'll tell you something interesting. I was at Hy-Vee earlier. I don't actually know if this is interesting, but it's interesting to me. But I was at Hy-Vee, which is the local supermarket chain, and in their frozen fruit section, they had frozen rhubarb.
Ooh.
I just wasn't expecting to see frozen rhubarb at a grocery store. Just doesn't seem like rhubarb is like a popular enough item. But
Also, it
I
seems
guess
out
it
of
must
season.
be.
I feel like rhubarb is a summer food.
Well, it's frozen.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's for rhubarb pie.
Yeah, strawberry
I
rhubarb
imagine.
pie. Yeah, that's the good
Yeah,
stuff.
I did a lot of work with rhubarb. What a funny
It is a funny thing to say, but as soon as you say it, I'm like, yeah,
but
he's
it's
making
true.
tinctures. Rhubarb.
Exactly. Well, we were making a rhubarb syrup actually.
Okay.
So what that entails is chopping up a whole bunch of rhubarb and boiling it. And let me fucking tell you, the scent of rhubarb turns my fucking stomach now. I
Oof.
cannot stand it. Because every week I would make this giant batch of rhubarb
Of
syrup,
goo.
and the entire it turns into this slop. It is.
Yeah. What have I been well, I cooked some I had some leftover skillet gnocchi, so I had a jar of roasted red peppers, so I made like a cream sauce with the roasted red peppers, and some ricotta and some herbs and things, and then sauteed up the gnocchi, a little bit of some chicken, toss that all in the sauce. Very good. So my kitchen smelled nice and Italian-y for like a day or two there.
I'm making the American Psycho. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Let's see
medium.
Paul Allen's card. I've
Yeah.
actually not
Let's see-
seen
let's
that
see-
movie. I don't think I would enjoy it.
What?
Yeah.
Matt, you would absolutely enjoy it.
I also haven't seen Fight Club, which I know, like, I can just list the like toxic masculine movies that I have not seen.
Yeah, I don't. It just seems like you would really like the toxic masculinity movies.
That's fair. Especially considering the
You know?
mustache,
Exactly.
But I go more in for, and we've talked about this a million times. I go more in for Scott Pilgrim, which is like it's like you think it's less
the
threatening,
soft
but
boy
it's
toxicity. Yeah.
It's a thing that I have had to
So
reckon
you
with.
like The Lobster then?
I also haven't seen The Lobster. I know, like I remember when that one came out, and I was like, I should watch The Lobster.
Yeah. It did come out recently that I was really. Oh wait, never mind. That's on Netflix. I'm not gonna shill for you, Netflix. Fuck you.
Well, I mean, you can say absolutely. We can take the range touch approach. Do not watch this until the AMTP comes to the table to make a deal. We're very happy for the tentative deal that has happened for the writers. AMPTP come to the table, pay the actors. So absolutely do not watch this movie. But the movie that made you think of.
But it made me think of the recent little Roald Dahl adaptations that Wes Anderson did. Popped those on Netflix.
Oh, the Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Wonderful Tale of Henry Sugar.
Oh, I didn't realize that was out.
Oh, it's out, baby.
Okay.
And there's like another 3 or 4 15-minute Roald Dahl adaptations that Wes Anderson also did. So anyway, so don't
watch those. But it's interesting that they exist.
It is. All right, shall we get to it a little bit here?
Sure.
By and by.
This is going to be kind of, I haven't really prepared any notes. I think we're just going to be going off the dome.
We're just doing it. We're just chilling out because we had a really good time doing this this season.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys have had a really good time listening. So this is just chilling
and kind of
out,
like as we both said, we're both
fun.
very tired and our mental states are not
Actually,
not
I am my stomach is full of grocery store pot pie, right?
Oh, I want a pot pie for dinner.
Not
That sounds
from the grocery
so good.
store. You don't. But the point is that I have a lot of gravy in me, and so this is gonna be a slower paced episode. All right. Well, do we have any?
Yeah, do you have any lingering
couple weeks
thoughts
out?
since
Yeah,
it's ended?
Lingering things. I don't know. I listened to our last episode. It's a good episode.
I listened to chunks of it. I don't think I listened to the whole thing, just because it was long. And
Yeah,
I was
totally. And you did the editing for it, so
Yeah.
you know what it fucking is.
yeah.
But it's a good episode, and it's just really interesting thinking about how you get from the start of Monster to the end of it.
Yeah. Another thing I was thinking of in that, because I saw some panels get posted of earlier in the story, like I think specifically from when Tem was talking to True Crime Grandma, and some of the links that we were sharing back and forth. I almost feel like the art style doesn't really change dramatically, but I think some of those panels at the start look pretty different from what we're getting at the end.
I would say so.
Yeah.
And I think probably in particular his assistants doing the backgrounds, I think they either changed out or got better. I
almost think even in the way that Tenma's face is drawn, and part of that is because we go from babyface Tenma to...
Yeah, I mean, he ages a lot and also goes through some shit, so I would expect... I suspect that that's intentional.
Yeah, I mean...
on Urasawa's part to some degree.
I'm going to hold the book up to the camera for you so you can kind of see, but I mean, I feel like we go from, I haven't read that McLeod book.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, his face does change.
I probably need to read the McLeod book between this and when we start our next season, but it almost feels like we go from the page that everyone knows in that book is the one where he talks about representation, right? And he goes from, okay, here's a smiley face, here's like a photorealistic drawing of a face, and just kind of like what different things you can do with different things along that spectrum. And it just, I haven't done the full reread through to kind of see how the art changes from start to finish, but it feels like we move from kind of that more abstract to more literal, representational. Yeah.
That's an interesting... There might be something there.
And I think about that specifically because I think for me, the highlight of the ending was, like I said, it's the Lunga-Tenma confrontation, right? And how I went long on the different expressions that I thought I could read into those panels. So just a thing that that's one thing that I have been thinking about. And I mean, obviously still thinking about the ending. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. I just think that last scene is very good.
Covered it.
Yeah. But anything from you? Because that was on my end.
Yes. Okay. We said that the monster came that night is something that we originally interpreted as that night being the night that Nina shoots Johan. But actually, the monster came that night was talking about the night where Nina was taken from the Three Frogs.
Sure.
We just didn't know that yet. And it's because there's two quite distinct that nights in Monster.
Yeah.
So.
I would almost even argue there's three that nights, because like the start of the story is another one, right? Where Tenma does the original kind of... I mean, but like the two pivotal ones are...
That one gets referenced a little less.
And I guess that's the same night that Nina shoots Johan. I'm incorrect. No, yeah.
No, it's not.
When Tenma does the surgery... That's the night that Nina shoots Johan.
Surgery.
Yeah.
Yes, the surgery.
That was the night
I
was
thought you
thinking
meant the night that Eucharist gets
shot.
Oh,
no.
Like,
I mean, that's not that pivotal. Night. No, I mean, it is, but it's not.
It is and it's not. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We've got some stuff. We've got a few fun things here. Do we want to start with some fan casts?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, do we want to start with just straight like we're doing a movie, and then we can do because we had joked about like the Muppets one before, and that was fun to do. But
I did enjoy the Muppets one.
Yeah, I liked that as well.
Okay, let's go to
IMDb. I don't know. Let's go like. There's a website where you can do fan casting.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah. Let me find it because I know for the Book of the New Sun, people were looking
my
theirs.
gain is so is so
That's fine.
fucking...
mycast.io, fan casting your favorite stories. Oh, and then this will be good because we can rank other people's, like if they exist.
Oh, fucking great.
Okay, I'm gonna, well, I don't want to, if I search for it, is it immediately gonna pop up?
No.
I don't see it in here. I see a lot of Godzilla.
Monster High. There's a lot of monster... People are going absolutely crazy with fan casting Monster High.
Wild. That's crazy. Next page. Let's just see.
Oh, hold on. I found it.
You did? It's there?
Yeah. Monster. Fan casting roles. This story does not... Do you want me to copy it? Do I have to copy it?
Was it the second page? Where does it show up?
It was on maybe page 3 or something.
Page 3. Okay. I'm almost there. Monster. Lots of Monster High. You're right. This is crazy. Here it is. Monster.
I know.
Okay. Story with 40
rolls.
Monster
High is.
Okay. I don't want to see that one. How do I just do a blank one? Stop. I can't be poisoned by knowledge.
What do you mean burdened? What?
Well, I don't want to see what other people have done because then it will influence my.
That's true. Okay, hold on.
How do I do a new one? We're doing this live, folks. For you.
Yeah. I do jump to a character. The story does not allow.
Do I have to log in or register?
I don't know. I don't think this one lets us do the thing.
I'm going to try it. I'm logging in as me on this website.
Oh, man.
I'm creating an account.
Well, that's logging in. How's everyone doing with spooky season? All of you guys having fun?
Quinn, do you have any...
this is a weird fan cast. This is actually a weird one. I'm gonna review this person's fan cast because it's weird. The main thing that's weirding me out about this is the idea. Okay, no, this person's absolutely what a goon. Wolfgang Grimmer. They have suggested Matt Smith.
Really?
You tell me what kind of fucking sense that makes.
Well,
and right next
Quinn,
to
here's the thing. I don't think it's completely off base. I mean...
I think it's completely off base.
I would go for, like, would you put, just now purely for in the realm of Doctor Who's, would you put, like, any of the other, would you put, like, Eccleston or Tennant above Matt Smith as Grimmer?
As Grimmer, specifically, or specifically casting
Specifically, we're casting a Doctor Who as Grimmer is what we're doing here.
Yes, I would definitely put Eccleston above.
Okay.
I would even put Tennant above.
I'm thinking tall, lanky man. Bill Skarsgård is too young. Oh, he has a brother. One of the older Skarsgård, the one that's in Succession. What's his name? He's too handsome, I think, is the thing. That's what's that guy's name? Skarsgård, Alexander Skarsgård. Let me copy this man's image.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's not it. I mean, but maybe it's it. I'm not sure. Uncertain.
This person has Stellan Skarsgård as Peter Chapek.
Really?
I feel like this is off. I feel like this guy's
off.
If
you click on the characters, it shows there's a whole bunch of this is interesting. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes. This story does not allow contributions, you sons of bitches.
I do like that they've listed the evil older brother from Stranger Things, who is my favorite character on that show. He is the bottom of the charts for Johann Liebert.
I think their suggestion of Toby Jones as the baby is spot fucking on.
That's good, actually. I do like that. Toby Jones is the baby.
That is correct. I think that's definitely correct. Toby Jones. I wonder if you think he ever gets tired of
playing the same role.
Fan casted or being cast as the little evil man.
Yeah. It's got to be frustrating.
Every role he gets, he's like, I am the little man with the little glasses.
And he usually has a little bit of an ambiguous German accent thrown in there, too.
It happens to him all the time.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah. But, hey, look.
Interesting that one of the roles in this is director. And they have, like, people who they would want to direct this. I think that's wild.
That is fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
They really have that.
With this website is showing Fincher, which I mean we've talked about Fincher a bunch.
We've talked about Fincher.
And I know,
talked about Fincher for Monster.
Del Toro's number 2 because I know that he has talked about wanting to adapt it. I think in TV, but Del Toro wants to adapt literally everything. Is the thing. Yeah, any story that people like Del Toro has said like I would love to
him for it.
Yeah,
but the thing with Del Toro is that he's just nowhere near grounded enough for something like this.
No.
Like, he would make it way too stylistic, and it's just not a very strongly stylized show.
Yeah.
I do think Mads Mikkelsen as Klaus Papa kind of fucks.
Yeah, I think that works. Because you can do scary young Papa, and then you can do current day older Papa. This is tricky now. Just like looking at this because I don't recognize a lot of these actors. I don't know who most of these people are.
This person knows creatures.
Yeah.
This person definitely knows some creatures.
Hugo Weaving as Lunga, that one's pretty good. Like I prefer that over Cumberbatch. I prefer that over who else is in here? I said Keanu and he's in here. He's down near the bottom. He was the one that I pulled as Lunga. That was like just purely based on the John Wick Lunga sequence at the end of the last one. Interesting.
You know what to? Okay, how do we literally?
I don't think we can do this. Is the thing. The website is not letting us.
The website doesn't want to.
The one thing it's supposed to do is not letting us do. Okay, let's do the 5 main ones, I think is what we'll do. And I've said 5, not even thinking about who those 5 would be. Well, and this is tricky because like I don't even know who I would want to cast as like a Johan is the thing. So maybe not start there. And then same with Tenma. I don't really know.
Yeah, because we need to find a Japanese American actor, and I don't have a lot of those.
And that's this. Now we get into the problem where it's like, well, I don't want to just pick the one that everyone knows. You know, I don't think my my knowledge of actors is not actually deep enough to do this in a substantial way.
I don't think mine is either. So we're good. Let's do the Muppets then.
Okay, the Muppets. This is better. Okay, Johann Liebert. Is it Scooter?
That is what I said, isn't it?
I think you did.
Man.
Because who else is there? It wouldn't be. I'm trying.
Okay, hold on. I've got a nice big list of
the Muppets
characters here. Of like we've got a lot of the.
Do they have pictures? Are there pictures in there?
They've got pictures.
Perfect. Okay.
There's also for the full list of 1,004 catalogs of the Muppets characters. It's a lot of Muppets. We're not going to use all of them.
Okay. So, Johann Liebert.
Johann Liebert. I do like Scooter.
I like Scooter too. Is the thing.
As Johann.
The problem is who is the Nina that is opposite Scooter? Is it just Scooter in a blonde wig? Is it?
No. Let's see. Oh, what about Robin? I mean,
Robin.
like it's technically is it? Well, wait, maybe Robin's
Kermit's nephew, right?
Oh wait, no, Robin is Dieter.
Yes, Robin is Dieter because Kermit is Dr. Tenma, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robin is Dieter. Okay.
Okay, we got some good stuff now, and we agreed that Tenma is the one human, right?
I think. Well, I don't know. Do we make Lunga the one human, or do we make Tenma the one human?
It's
because now here's my poll. Here's my poll for Grimmer.
Okay. Yeah.
Bean Bunny.
Who the fuck is
the bunny? The little bunny. He's.
Oh, I like him.
Yeah, he's
like
Grimmer because him and Kermit are like buddy, and that's the thing. That's what. And then that's why I say good. Kermit is Tenma. Yeah.
That's good. Okay. And then Kermit as Tenma actually goes hard.
Yes, it does. Because then Ava's Miss Piggy, easy peasy.
Okay, so what about Fozzie?
Who is Fozzie Bear in this? This is a good question. Okay.
Fozzie is Lunga is what I
was. Fozzie Lunga or is Fozzie Dr. Reichfein? No, Gonzo's Dr. Reichfein.
Gonzo's Dr. Reichwein?
Or is Bunsen Honeydew Dr. Reichwein? This is so hard.
Oh, we've got some real options.
Fozzie's
here.
Richard. Fozzie is Richard. Or is Gonzo Richard? Oh, this is so hard.
No, I think Rizzo the rat is Richard.
Okay, I was gonna cast Rizzo as the baby, but I think Rizzo as Richard
Rizzo's
is funnier.
Otto.
Rizzo is Otto. You're correct.
Well, okay.
Rizzo is Heckle.
Pepe
Okay.
could be Otto.
Pepe is well.
Rizzo is Richard. Pepe is Otto.
I like this. This is good to me, actually. So is it now? I guess is it?
What about Rolf as Reichwein?
That's good. I can get behind that.
Because he's a big sweetheart.
Yeah. I can get behind that. Do we do Statler and Waldorf as General Wolf and the other guy that was there at the beginning?
Yes. Statler and Waldorf are they're the old Nazis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's so funny.
Absolutely.
Is Sam okay? Now here's the question.
Yeah.
Is Sam the Eagle Klaus Papa? Or is Sam the Eagle Dr. Lunga? Or not Dr. Lunga, Inspector Lunga. The words mean nothing anymore. I haven't gotten...
It's... Miss Piggy is obviously Ava.
Obviously.
You love Miss Piggy as Ava.
Yes. Incredible.
It's really good. The Electric Mayhem in all their glory, this being listeners... For those of you listeners who are fucking tuning in for this, because it has occurred to me that, boy, this is a niche segment.
Oh, yeah.
But the Electric Mayhem being, Monster. His name is Monster, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, Animal.
Animal. Yeah, you're right. Animal in the band which is like Dr. Teeth.
Yeah,
I think their full name
Animal.
is Dr. Teeth in the Electric Mayhem.
Yes, Dr. Teeth in the Electric Mayhem. Love them. I think they are various serial killers.
Okay. Oh, I do like that. That like
right?
that Rudy is interviewing. Okay. And do we make Beaker Rudy and then Bunsen Honeydew Dr. Reichwein?
Oh.
I think that's the move.
Oh. Well, it just depends on who would be funniest to cast Beaker as.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is Sam Roberto actually?
Yes, actually, you're correct. Sam the Eagle is Roberto. That's the true move. Him playing chess with that crooked cop and then just like them saying he lives in a warehouse by himself. Sam the Eagle would live in an abandoned warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so fun.
It's very good.
Okay, are there any major characters that? Well, I mean, like you'd cast one of those handsome pigs as Martin. I think is the thing, right? Like, because then you have Miss Piggy and the triangle between Martin and Kermit and Miss Piggy, and one of those weird handsome pigs that only shows up occasionally.
Yeah. Let's see, Bunsen, Waldorf. We're running out of guys.
Yeah. So did we make Fozzie or Gonzo Lunga? Which one did we go?
Oh, I think we went with Fozzie for Lunga.
Okay. So then do we make Gonzo Dr. Papa or Klaus Papa?
Oh, wait, that's actually good.
Tragic Gonzo?
Wait, that's actually really good.
I think so. And then, because this is what makes it so funny, then you make the mother of the twins Camilla the chicken. Oh man. Okay.
And then the Swedish chef.
Oh yeah, we haven't used him yet. Yeah. That's good. Him talking to
Well, I mean, hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to adapt the Swedish. I guess he doesn't actually speak.
Spoonful of sugar.
Stuff, but can you imagine, him at I can imagine it now. Him in a diner booth, saying
as a tear slowly rolls down his eyes.
And the subtitles say, "It's easy to kill a man. You just have to forget the taste of sugar."
Oh, that's so good. Incredible.
It's a good combo.
Yep, I like this.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that's good. Did we say,
I think that's
said
it.
Bunsen was Rudy here, or Beaker was Rudy?
I was gonna put Bunsen as Rudy, or no. Bunsen is Reichwein because we always said Reichwein's like the warm, caring character, and I think Bunsen Honeydew.
I thought we said was that Rolf?
Oh, did we make Rolf Dr. Reichwein?
Oh man, we should have been writing this.
Yeah, that's okay. Our listeners have been paying attention.
Oh yeah.
No, here's my vote. Here's my vote for human characters. Actually, we make
Yeah.
the Lotta, Carl, Shewald stuff the 3 human characters, because it's like when it happened, we're like, what is going on here? This is so out of place. And I think in the Muppet movie, if you cut to all of a sudden we're on a college campus with real people, then it's just
People doing, like, real things.
what is going
like, all of their
on?
focus on money. Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez. That is good.
I think
Okay,
we've
we'll
mined
call
that bit. Yeah,
We'll call that good. Thanks for joining in, everybody.
that one was fun.
That's good. Okay, we've got that. The reading tier list. So we've got 18
readings. I'm gonna
and
look at
let's
the
see.
episode list to kind of help me remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how I think we should do this, right? We'll start at the top, and then we can say where we think that one goes. So we'll each kind of, Control C, Control V into and we're each going to do it, We'll have our own tier list is what will happen here. So here, I will just copy this. And I'll take this one on the bottom.
In a car.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got the top, I've got the bottom in our little document here. Okay. So starting at the top, Air Dr. Tenma, first reading. This is the pilot movie. This is the No Lives Are Worth More Than Another. The fateful night of operating on Johan instead of the mayor. I think, does this one end with Junkers getting killed?
Something like that.
Okay. We've talked before.
It's around there.
The initial discussion on this one was when we read it, you're like, well, every time I reread the story, this is like a chore to get through.
It
and
really is.
Coming to it fresh, I was impressed by it, and then had the same feeling when we tried watching the anime. So,
it's good the first time through, but then once you're past, you realize that the story isn't actually about almost any of this. Then it's kind of like, this is a lot of time spent on something that it's a lot of investments in things that don't actually come to fruition.
Right.
And so that kind of makes it feel like it's wasting a little bit of time.
I was also going to put it at B tier. I see you're putting it there.
Yeah,
I think that's because it's like, I don't think it's bad, but I think it is it's funky. So, okay. Yeah. Do you want to recap
Tenma,
2 for us? Yeah.
Okay, so True Crime Tenma, here's where we test our memories, because this is a year ago now. True Crime Tenma is like, this is the whole thing. This is Nina. This is Nina's introduction.
Yes.
And all of that stuff.
And the murders of
grandma
in Heidelberg.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's a really, really good volume.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's going straight to. I think that's going to S, honestly.
I was like, do I put it in A? Do I put it in S? I think I'm going to put it in S, because this one is also the volume that ends with the story of the mercenary who teaches Tenma how to shoot, which, like, that's a good... I've come around on that a little bit, I think, since we initially talked about it.
Yeah, I think that volume 2, because this is still in the episodic... or this kind of actually begins the episodic section of Monster. And I think it's the strongest of the episodic section of Monster, too.
It's one of the strongest. It's up there for sure.
Yeah, the introduction, the whole deal in Heidelberg is just so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
And Maurer, you got her.
Oh,
Maurer,
yeah, forgot about him. He's good.
Who we did not cast a Muppet for. Okay. Frontier Dr. Tenma.
There's a bunch of stuff that happens in here. This is where
this is kind of Tenma, just like jumping around Europe.
Tenma meets Otto and Dieter here. Tenma goes to the country and works with that doctor who is in love with the lady. And this is where the only solution to this problem is racism, where the cop says that he just mistook a different Japanese man for Tenma. This one I'm gonna put this. I think this is also, this might even be a C for me, because there's moments that I like in this one.
I was thinking, yeah, but it doesn't stand out a whole awful lot.
Right. It's a patchworky
of what
one.
And it feels a little wheel spinning. Like, yeah. Okay. Monster 4, Firefighter Tenma. This, of course, being in Frankfurt, where we have the baby and all of that stuff. This one's honestly insane.
Yeah.
This is going straight to A
It's
tier for me.
Oh, this is going to S tier for me because there's I think that the Turkish Quarter Fire is incredible. This one also ends. This is where Rosso and Nina have their, spoonful of sugar one. That's the end of this volume.
Oh,
which
fuck. Okay, I
this is an
forgot
S
that
tier.
was here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That is S tier.
This is
So
like
what
the
we're learning is
first
that-
time in the story where it's like, oh, okay, this is doing some stuff. Because it's like the introduction of the neo-Nazis. We have Nina coming back, and it's like, whoa, Nina's here, and she's doing stuff with the baby.
Yeah, she's doing this. That's action hero.
And they this is where like someone's leaving in a boat at the end of this volume, and they're running like along the canal, like, don't kill him, it's okay, whatever, like good stuff.
On the minus side, it's also the one where they introduce the split personality
Oh
concept.
yeah, that's right.
My God, I love how hard that got dropped.
Yeah.
I love how much that did not go anywhere in the story. They didn't even stick with it. It's so good that that's how that happened.
Yeah.
CSI Tenma.
I think this is where we're
was
gonna have our first disagreement, actually, on
I don't know.
ranking.
I think I remember this one being like a little bit slower. Like I do really enjoy the sequence referenced in the name, but on the whole, I don't know. I might put this in C.
I'm gonna put this. So I'm actually putting this as an A. I like this a lot. It's doing procedural stuff. It is doing. This is where Rudy gets introduced. We have the sequence in the carnival that I think that's where we drew the name from, where they, Tenma slips away. And I think that's the bulk of this one. And we get Rudy talking to some serial killers in this one and like visiting that house.
That is good.
I like this one a lot. So this is A tier for me. I'm putting it higher than you.
Okay. That's CSI Tenma. Lucky Dr. Tenma.
I've got to look at the volume honestly for this one because I've got to flip through them.
I think Lucky Dr. Tenma is the volume with the Vietnamese community and also with all of the not Vienna. Is it Vienna? No, it's not Vienna. That's in Austria. What was I thinking? Vienna. The other town that's got Carl and Lotta. I don't remember where they live.
Looking at this is the second half of Perfect Edition 3. This starts with Lunga and Tenma, like when Lunga gets that guy who's like the accountant who's committed the crime and that dude shoots him, and there's like they have their standoff in the warehouse a little bit, and Tenma does the first aid on Lunga. So that's how this one starts. Mm-hmm. Then there's Ava and Roberto doing their assault on the picnic.
Oh my gosh.
That's in here. Where we get the line of ants is introduced.
Here?
That's in here.
That's crazy that it's only a third of the way into the story.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Uh-huh. And then we've got
man, the pacing of this story just like gets more and more compact as the further in you get.
Yeah, it does. Because then the end of this, like you said, it is the stuff with Carl and Lotta and Johann and Schuwald. We're ending with them going to the forest, and where Johann tells them that he hears the birds.
All right, I think I'm willing.
Johann telling him that he hears the birds. I had forgotten about this when I talked about my, Johann's psychic projection thing. Because I think I had talked about it there, and you're like, no, I think he's just like, they're imagining it.
But you're right.
I think you're right. They are imagining it, but it does lend credence to my, this is the vision that Johann sees, and that's his power. Is he can show people the world that he imagines or whatever. So that's a weird one. So thinking about that though, because like Ava's return being here, one of these volumes that we've already ranked has Ava and the Gardener and like Ava's downfall, which like those are all great stuff too. So that's scattered in here. What a full story this is.
Yeah, it is beefy.
Yeah.
I might give it an A tier, like a low A.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this. Wow, have I ranked anything A yet?
Yeah, you have 6. You have 5. In A.
Yeah, I think this is just as good as the previous one for me, so I'm gonna put this also in A.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Lucky Dr. Tenma. Then we have Tenma's Return. And so this is the one that's mostly dealing with all of the Carl and Lotta and Schuwald stuff. I really like this one. I just really enjoy that whole plot line, even though it wrapped up in a weird way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that an A tier myself.
I think I'm putting this one at B, actually. Not that I don't,
for me,
not that I don't like it, because I do. I just remember the thing that was a bummer for me in this, that soured a large portion of the section, was Carl has his heart-to-heart with his foster parents, and then immediately
I know
dumps them.
I know it's a huge. It is a huge.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Bummer.
Okay, so now we're on to Monster 8.
I am Tenma. Tenma, I am.
This is
what
where
the
Lunga.
fuck happens?
Well, Lunga does his "I am Tenma, I am a Japanese man," and he goes to karaoke.
Oh.
That's where
see.
this is. And he.
I am a Japanese man.
I'm alone.
I am a Japanese man.
I don't remember. Here, I gotta look at the. I'm looking at the volume now to see what is the.
Yeah. What
2,
else?
3, 4,
You've got
5,
all
6,
your
7.
all your.
Yeah, they're all
books
stacked right here next to me.
That's a good idea. I should have done that, but I didn't, and I'm not going to.
Wait,
so.
hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like the Richard stuff was also in the one we just did, Tenma's Return.
Oh my fuck! Well, there you go. Well, then
So
okay,
that
well,
might
you gotta
move it
bump
up
it up
for
to
me.
A then.
Yeah, I think that bumps it up.
Oh yeah, it is in there. All the Richard stuff is in there. Man, we love Richard in this
we
house.
love Richard. Big fans of Richard. That's moving up
Rest
to A.
in peace. Rest
R.I.P.
in peace.
Richard. Okay, so then the back half of this one is... Oh, and that's also the stuff that ends... Because the Richard stuff is where we get Johan working with these children, pushing them off buildings. Like, rough stuff. Okay, it looks like the back half of this one is... I mean, it just looks like preparation for the next volume. We've got, it's more, was this Vienna was where the university was? It's like Nina and Tenma have both shown up at this point, and...
Is it fucking Vienna? Is that where it is? I was saying earlier that I don't think it's Vienna.
I don't know where it is.
But...
I don't think it is Vienna. It's, because like...
Son of a bitch.
This is, Nina and Lotta have their hangout here. And I like that chapter a lot. Tenma's acquiring a sniper rifle and talking with the Nazi in the woods. Dieter and that kid walk along the top of the building. Johan passes out when he finds the picture book. And they kill fake Margot Langer. I think that's the end of that volume. That's a weird one. I'm gonna...
That is a weird one.
This all feels like it's advancing the plot, is the thing. Like, we learn a lot, I think, in these chapters.
Yeah. I might honestly put that in D.
I'm gonna give this a C, is where I'm putting this. Just because, like, the fact that neither of us could really remember, aside from, because how I named it is, like, that's the last chapter of the reading. So there's not, like, a whole dang lot that happens in there.
Yeah, there's not a lot specifically happening. And then you go to Scaredy Cat 10 and you're like, oh, I remember exactly what that's talking about.
Never will forget any of that. Burned into my brain. That's S tier for sure. This is the season 1 finale. The midpoint.
Yeah.
Sorry, I put that in
list. Mind.
Yeah.
But I'm also putting it in S tier, so that's okay.
10 on top of the bookshelf, the fire in the library.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the best ones.
I think this is also where we
tense,
have
so cool.
Lotta say, why does this book make me feel so terrible? Like, the reveal of the actual book is in here. I think we get the text of the story. Yeah, that's like...
Man.
S tier. Incredible. Fantastic.
We have more stuff in S tier than anything else.
I'm also going to move 8 down into
Monster
D as the thing, just because... Not that it's bad.
Yeah, right?
I just...
Well, I mean, it's in D, like, for Monster.
Yeah,
right? Like,
in
context with other Monster readings.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Monster 10, ex-Dr. Tenma. I'm not a doctor anymore.
This is the introduction to Grimmer, and...
We fucking love Grimmer.
Is this also... And this is Grimmer's meeting with the Nazi who is doing a new experiment to love children.
I think... I don't know if that's in this one or the next one.
Okay, let me set these down. And pop this open. Yeah, on the train. Yeah, this is in this one. Grimmer following that guy. That's like the second half of this volume. And then this one ends with, this is how Grimmer gets, we get introduced to Yansuk here at the end of this one. This is the back half of this one is Grimmer and Yansuk, where like, cause the people that get, Grimmer goes, Magnificent Steiner at the end of this volume. And then that begins the secret police arc. Yeah.
I'm gonna give this an A.
Yeah, I think this is A for me as well.
Yeah, I mean that sequence, because I talked about my encountering that sequence as a child in a hotel room. I mean that experience alone puts that into A for me. It's such a interesting feeling to remember that. After image of Tenma. Trying to remember this one. First half of volume 5. Man.
Okay. It looks like I'm trying to see where this one ends is the thing. Of 1, 2, 3. Hang on, I just need to look at the episode description actually.
Yeah.
Just to see what chapters we said that this one covers.
Yeah, that'll do it.
11. Okay, that's chapter 87 through 95. Okay, it looks like the last chapter of this one is okay. This one ends with Tenma and Grimmer and Mr. Reinhardt showing up at the hospital and listening to the tape that had been left with Yansuk's mother. So other stuff that happens in here is Nina and Dieter go to the Three Frogs. This is mostly like Tenma and Grimmer hanging out, trying to figure out how to get him out of this secret police business. And Yansuk is hospitalized.
I'm
this is
giving
like a
this
C,
one a C
I think.
tier. Yeah, it's a C.
Just
like there's nothing bad here, but
this is, we've said
clearly
wheel
there's nothing
spinning
that
already.
stands
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Smile Consultant Tenma. Now this one I feel like I do remember. Yeah, I mean this is
Johan sends that boy into the red light district in this one.
And it's where, it's where we really get to learn more about Grimmer's backstory. This is going into B for me.
Yeah, the other thing that it looks like happens in here is it looks like Inspector Ling is on vacation now.
Yes.
And I'm trying to see if this is where he starts breaking into the house, because like that's an all-time. Yeah, he's broken down the door here. This is Lunga with a shovel. I think this is S tier for me.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I'm putting this up there. I like this segment a lot. I think it's paced really well. I think it's exciting. I think the red light district stuff, like as horrifying as it is, I think that's
it gets it.
Good moment.
No, the shootout is next. No, the shootout is this time.
The assault, no, I think the Grimmer shootout has already happened. The Grimmer and Suk, where they're in the room with the desk flipped over. That was the previous chapter. Yeah. Because then we've got this is I'm putting this next one at the bottom. This is maybe my least favorite segment.
I think it is also mine.
Prison Break Tenma. This is, of course,
it's definitely the one that we had the most complaints about.
Yeah,
by far we were most negative on this one, and that is still true.
Yeah, so we go from Tenma gets picked up at the end of the previous chapter, and then this one is him in jail breaking out with the guy who wants to go to Tunisia, and then there's the segment with the Pulp Fiction characters that, I mean, I like that segment with the girlfriend and boyfriend that he gets run over by the car.
That thing by itself is a really good chapter. It's a fun sequence, but that's not enough to save the rest of the reading from bad pacing. No.
So Prison Break Tenma, F tier for me.
Yeah, agreed. Tenma with a gun in a car.
Okay. The only thing I remember about this, I think, is the beginning, right? When it's like Tenma's
With 10 minutes with it has a gun in a car.
with the lawyer, with Verdeman.
Yeah. Oh, and this is all the like Verdeman stuff is in here too. I'm giving this one a C. I feel like.
Yeah. I'm flipping through. Actually, hang on.
Oh, hold on. What else happens here?
Okay. Let me make sure I've got the chapter count.
See,
correct
now
here.
I'm liking that we're doing this actually, because now the listeners actually know. Now you guys know how my memory is so bad when it comes to stories.
Okay, so yeah, this one starts where we said it's Tenma holding Verdeman with a gun in the car. We've got then we have Nina with Lipsky.
Okay.
And more Nina at the Red Rose Mansion.
Okay.
She's remembering a lot. That's like honestly the majority of this is Nina and Lipsky, General Wolf dying.
I feel like this is going into C.
And Martin shows up at the end of this. The last chapter of this is the first Martin chapter.
Oh, that's not enough to save it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put it
C.
at B because I do like the Lipsky stuff because this is where we have our, the thing that's going on our shirt. They're blackpilling the kids. Because we get the different, we get Lipsky reading the 3 or 4 different stories, right? Let me read you another. Let me read you another. Like, I like that segment a lot.
Was in here?
Yeah, that's in here.
Oh, okay, then yeah, that's B tier for sure.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. All right. NPC 10.
This is the Martin
10.
stuff. Yeah, this is.
Oh, that's going into it's
A tier.
It's S.
Oh,
it's
okay.
It's
A for
Martin.
me. I love Martin.
I love Martin enough for it to be S.
Okay. And then 3 more. Now we're at the end. This is the most recent stuff.
Wow. Okay, Airplane Engineer Tenma. A?
I think I'm gonna put I'm trying to think if I like this more or less than 17. This is gonna be where that's how I determine where it goes. I think.
I think less, but that's because I really, really love the ending of this story. I love everything in Ruhenheim.
I think I liked this more than the beginning of the Ruhenheim stuff. So I'm gonna put this at honestly, but I think I put both of those at B.
I'm putting both of them in A.
Okay, I'm putting them both at B. Is what I'm doing.
And then Monster 18, S tier.
Yeah,
baby.
the ending's S tier. So yeah, we glossed over. So yeah, 16 was all the assassination. 17's were in Ruhenheim. 18's the finale. 18's S tier. Okay.
Yeah. Man. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so S tier. I mean, that's a pretty good spread for Monster.
I think so.
That 10 out of 18 are an S and A, right? So, like, I think it's a good spread. I think Monster did good here.
I think it's a good manga.
Good job,
is where
Monster.
we've landed. Yeah.
I think we think Monster is pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, Matt has a note here. Maybe we imagine better ends for some of the tragic characters, or we do some light AU stuff.
Yeah, I because we made jokes about death flags and things like that, and how there's so many characters. I mean, starting back with the crooked cop that gets killed by Roberto as him and Nina are like whipping along a seaside cliff or whatever. Like he just wanted to be a good stepdad. And then all the way to, poor Grimmer, dying in this village. There's not a lot of happy endings for characters in Monster. So I think kind of for some of those guys, or just like I said in general, if we want to, because AUs are so popular, right? Like if we imagine who doesn't love an AU? Different ways to set this. Yeah. So,
well, where's my Monster coffee shop AU?
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, because is Lunga the regional manager of the coffee shop chain?
Oh my god!
And then Dr. Reich finds like the regular who he sits and he's working on his little laptop. Over in the corner.
Right. So and then Johann is a guy that has a vendetta against the coffee shop and is constantly like finding crazy people and telling them how good this coffee shop is because he knows they're going to cause problems at the coffee shop.
Okay, interesting.
And of course, Nina is working at the coffee shop. It's all a very, it's.
Schuwald is a hedge fund owner. Carl and Lotta fall in love at the coffee shop, and Carl's like, "Dad, you need to invest in this coffee shop chain."
Well, okay, so who's Tenma then? Is Tenma like the local manager? Like he manages this coffee shop?
I think he is the local manager.
That's pretty.
I can imagine Tenma carrying bags of coffee beans very easily, like big sacks of coffee beans.
Oh, totally.
Grimmer's everyone's favorite regular, I think.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea that Richard is still a detective. He just comes into the
that's
shop
fun. I like that.
Coffee.
Yeah. Is there anyone that we
missed?
Yeah,
I think a lot of these characters are like they can be the same. They just come into the coffee shop.
Yeah.
So silly.
Who else do we? Okay, what are other? I mean, coffee shop is like the most popular AU. I'm trying to think if there's
everybody loves a coffee shop AU.
Yeah.
What about like, what does sci-fi monster look like?
Okay, that's interesting. I think it's
and sci-fi, not cyberpunk, because cyberpunk honestly doesn't look much different than this one.
No, cyberpunk would be pretty similar.
As evidenced by Pluto, which is essentially cyberpunk monster.
Grimmer would be a cyborg, I think, is like one of the only things that he has part cyborg. And Lunga is just a robot that's like not even like a human looking robot, just like a big old trash can or something. Okay, so that's the cyberpunk, and then we've got, if we're doing sci-fi, now are we doing Star Wars sci-fi or are we doing Expanse sci-fi?
I was thinking more Expanse style, but now that you mention,
because if we do,
I think that Star Wars,
like Nina and Johan are twins that are extremely powerful Force users.
Whoa!
Where Johan is, dark side. Nina is, and she's been like repressing her Force abilities because of this horrible trauma.
Yeah.
So
Tenma starts out as being in the employment of the Empire.
Okay.
And then he defects to the rebellion.
Okay, good. I like this.
You see, or rather, maybe he just defects. Like he doesn't fully join the rebellion either. He's just like, I can't do this.
Both sides are looking for him is the thing here, because then we've got like General Wolf is a Moff or something, and then the baby is a hut or something like that that's in charge of some planet.
Absolutely. And so it's like Johan is kind of like this Sith in hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people in the Empire like talk about him in whispers, like, oh, he's going to come and save us and wipe out the rebellion once and for all.
Yeah.
And then you've got Reichwein is kind of
he's
like
a rebel guy. Yeah, he's maybe an Admiral Akbar, one of those guys, a Mon Calamari.
Yes, totally. Otto is, of course, a smuggler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got a fun
just
ship.
A classic smuggler.
He's just Han Solo, but short is the thing. He's wearing the same little jacket.
I was about to say the same thing. He has the same vest and everything.
Oh man. Who's a droid in here?
Oh man, who's a droid?
Is Dieter like the little chopper or R2D2?
Dieter.
Yeah, I think so.
Dieter, but it also feels a little mean.
To
but
make
also
him a
people
droid.
Have a lot of sympathy for droids.
Well, now here's the thing. Johan's whole
thing.
thing is rights for children. What if, and it's like that is a thing we can. Yeah, droids' rights.
Oh, that's
Johan
really
is like
good,
a weird
because droid rights are a weird fucking thing in Star Wars.
Okay, this is weird. Good.
This is actually turning out surprisingly well.
Okay. Who else do we need to throw in here?
Let's see. The mercenary guy. You got.
Oh, bounty hunters. Yeah, you've got Roberto as like maybe Roberto's got Mandalorian armor. Like he's a Boba Fett.
That's so cool.
I think he is. But then does that also make Grimmer like maybe a? I hate that everyone's Mandalorians now is like a modern Star Wars problem that I have. Mandalorians used to be cool because we didn't know anything about them. Every time I learn something new about Mandalorians, I hate them more.
No, I don't think Grimmer's a Mandalorian.
I don't think he is.
I think he's. God, he could be any number of.
He's probably also
alien
he's a
guys.
Jedi. I think Grimmer is like a
Grimmer's
post Order
such a
66
Jedi.
Jedi, like
Yeah,
a
and like he doesn't have a
wandering.
lot of
Yeah.
the access to the Force because he
Mhm.
doesn't have a lot of access to his emotions.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh,
and so
this
that's
is
the
perfect.
thing.
He's killed his
And then he
emotions
goes
because of the
right,
Jedi Order.
but then when he goes into Steiner mode, then he can use the Force.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Dark Force.
Ooh, and maybe
when
he can
does
maybe he
that.
can do a little bit of Force lightning. Ooh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
Damn, this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Is there
think,
anyone else that we've missed that we need to talk
I
about?
don't think we've really spent enough time with Lunga yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't think Lunga's with the Empire. I don't think he is. Like
I
it would
think
make
you're
sense
correct.
that he would be. I think he is specifically a bounty hunter that the Empire employs.
Okay, Bounty Hunter works. The other thing I was thinking is, I think in canon it's established that the Senate continues to exist after the rise of the Empire, but they don't really do a whole lot. So I wasn't sure if he's like a part of he's like a government bureaucrat or something in this kind of, in this.
Yeah.
Vichy's not the right thing, right? Where it's like Vichy France. Is that the right term for this?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, where it's like the Senate, it continues to exist in name only, but it's like,
yeah,
I
could see him as being some kind of like one of the last vestiges of a governmental arm. I think that's cool.
Because then you get into there's some of the fun stuff about like prequel era Republic, like how all the problems that are there, right? And it's like kind of him continuing to exist in this weird bureaucratic web.
Yeah. Yan Suk is obviously like a young rebellion officer.
Oh,
like
yeah.
He's a pilot,
He flies he'd be an X-wing pilot, I think is the thing.
Oh, he'd be an X-wing pilot.
Yeah.
So for sure. I could see him in an A-wing.
No, we don't have any Wookiees in here, is the thing that I've noticed.
Oh, that is a good point. Okay, let's think about this.
What if we make Martin a Wookiee?
This fucking noir ass Wookiee. That's pretty good. That is actually really fun.
This is good.
I don't mind that. This is good. No, I think it's good.
Okay.
I think it's good. I think that covers.
I think that covers it.
Most
That's a good AU.
Yeah, good stuff. Good
Because
stuff.
it turns out it's harder to imagine happy endings for the characters in Monster rather than just taking the framework of this story with all of its tragedy and sticking it into other genres. Because the more I think about it, I don't think I want them to have happy endings.
Oh, I don't know. I could stand Grimmer to have a
I could stand Grimmer to have a happy ending, but like the parts that I think about the most, like the Rosso stuff, I do really like that. Like I keep talking about the Crooked Cop, but I liked that segment a lot when we read it.
Really do like Messner's story.
And then like Richard too. Like all that stuff's tragic and terrible. But
oh, you know what? The Crooked Cops, what they are is they're just like a couple of fucking stormtroopers. They're just like a couple of stormtroopers, and then they try to get out of the stormtroopy life.
Yeah.
And then the Messner retires on some like resort planet.
Yeah.
Where
Anakin and Padme got married in those prequel movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Lake Como.
Did I ever tell you about the? I played a game of Dungeon World once. That was set. It was like a science fantasy world, and I set it on Space Miami.
Oh, fantastic!
That was a good game. We spent the first session stealing one of our PC's drug van out of an impound lot.
Awesome.
It was so good.
You made it to Space Miami and Andor, right? Like when you were watching it when you were here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. If Monster was written today, how would it be different?
Okay.
I mean, on one hand, I will say I think this is actually a surprisingly difficult question to answer because I think it's really modern in its approach.
Is.
I think like compared to say cable TV stuff from the era, I think it holds up significantly better, and at the very least, its conventions line up more with modern conventions than a lot of its contemporaries.
Sure. Do you think? I mean, because when it's written, it is not a period piece, but it becomes a period piece. By the fact that it's set in a very specific era. It's dealing with a lot of like you know, in the 90s, like globalization is really happening. There's, you know, at post fall of the Berlin Wall.
It is of its time. I don't think you could change the timing.
Yeah, I always think about like how post 9/11 media just in general gets really weird. And in college I would joke that like there's no good movies between 2001 and probably like 2007. Which is like,
I don't think that's a joke. I think that's true.
I think there's exceptions, but like I just think that stuff gets really weird in that zone. And
totally.
I find it impossible to imagine a world where 9/11, I mean, because I guess we're going to read works that Urasawa has written post 9/11, and I don't know how large 9/11 looms over the rest of the world as it does the American consciousness, but you're smiling and nodding because
oh yeah. Urasawa, there's a couple of times when it is explicitly mentioned.
Okay. Well, because the other thing is, like, I think about, you know, we talked about this as a story about borders and conflicts between nations and stuff like that. And I think, like, post 9/11, how it just, the two of us have grown up in a world where it is near constant conflict in the Middle East.
Pretty much. Regimes
turning over. I mean, like, we don't have to get into it, but, like, stuff is always happening. And it seems like that is just kind of, that's what we've grown up with. And I find it, I think I agree with you that I don't really think the story would change too much, but I imagine with how much of a focus there's on refugees, on collapsing borders, stuff like that, I think that would get pulled in for like an arc.
Yeah.
You know, we'd have characters come from there or...
Yeah. Well, I think what it would look like if it was written today, right? So, Monster here has a lot to do with, like you said, socio-political tensions, or geopolitical tensions, I should say, and then also some social stuff, but it has to do with that East and West divide, because that's what was really, like, happening in the world at that time. So, if we say that, okay, we're writing it from scratch here, probably it would have significantly more to do with the Middle East and be more about, I mean, honestly, not to get too topical, but I could really see there being, like, more of with an Israel-Palestine angle being written here instead of East and West Germany.
Yeah.
Right? Because that feels like obviously, you know, I am not equating these situations.
No. But it's impossible to look at what's happening currently and not immediately think of what Urasawa's drawing on, you know, with like World War II, post-World War II.
This idea of not knowing who's in the right and who's in the wrong, it being incredibly messy, and people trying to live their way through it. You know, I think there's some real similarities that could be drawn on there, and would be if it was being written now.
The other thing that I think would come up, you know, you talking about East and West, it reminded me of, I mean, a large portion, more is like setting, I think, than anything else, is there's the alt-right and neo-Nazis that are like major factions in this story. And, you know, that's another thing that, like, there's been, I mean, I hesitate to say reemergence because it's, like, obviously that stuff never went away, but it feels like it's a recentering.
Well, emerging, I think, is the right word. You know, like, it's not restarting.
Right.
It's just becoming more visible.
Because, like, we live in a world where people seriously debate, like, is it okay to punch a Nazi? Which, like, the answer is obviously yes, it's always okay to punch a Nazi.
Encouraged, in fact.
Yeah, you should. Nazis should be punched, and they should be afraid to be punched.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it does. But I think that, I mean, because that's almost kind of like a flavor element in the story more than anything else. Like, it never, I don't know if it ends up being as much of a thing.
There, and they are clearly condemned, but the story isn't really about them.
I think they might become more of a going concern. Right, like if it was kind of, I think we might have Tenma engage with them a little bit more directly on an ideological ground rather than just like, here's some guys that I'm going to punch and run away from.
I think we might have seen the internet play a bit more of a role.
Oh, that's a good point.
But I mean, I say that, but I also don't really know for sure because, you know, it would still be a comic book, and spending too much time on the internet and a comic book kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I do think you're right, though, because so much of this is about, like, we're constantly seeing news headlines about Tenma. Tenma's in the news. There's the thing where, like, all of his patients do the spirit bomb for Tenma. Like, that would be, like, a hashtag justice for like, Dr. Tenma, you know?
Like, there would be a sequence where people kept, like, TikToking Tenma, and then Luca would find him from the TikToks.
Yeah.
there would
Which
be a
kind
bit
of
where
sucks
he's like
describing
scrolling.
that, but yeah, that is
Yeah,
what would
but it's
happen.
also kind of funny to
It
imagine
is funny.
Lucas scrolling TikTok.
Yeah.
And like getting frustrated with it. But yeah, okay. That's interesting. That's interesting stuff to think about. Okay, well, if it was written today, here's the other question: would they spend as much time on the split personality thing, or would that go out the window?
No,
it's not in vogue.
That would go, and so would the repressed memory stuff. I think it would still be about Nina trying to remember, but I don't think we would get the drawn out kind of like repressed memory trance sequences that we have two or three times.
Be so heavy handed.
Yeah, I think it would be handled in the modern context, where it's like, the way that we talked about, where it's the way that stuff is understood now. I think the scenes would probably be similar, but they would play out differently.
What about gender stuff?
Oh, that's a good point, because that becomes we didn't really talk about that in our tier list, but that's our
bookie, man. Yeah, we like I said before, like when we started getting to it, I'm like, every time I shut this out of my mind because I don't like thinking about it.
Yeah, it's complex.
It's complicated and ultimately doesn't add very much. Like, it doesn't add a lot of complexity. It adds a couple of interesting moments. But like,
well, it allows, it allows the ending to happen, right? Which, like, I love the ending sequence, right? Where you have the two people are flattened into one, which is which, human lives, which one matters. Did she mean to pick me?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably in a modern context, I think maybe something similar to what happened could still be included. Mm-hmm. It would just have to have been handled with much more delicacy.
Well, one of the things that I always thought was kind of interesting in the handling of it was, okay, we have Johan is presented as this person that sees himself as containing both identities, I guess, or like not containing both identities, but it's like him and his sister are the same person. Whereas like for Nina, that's never the way it is. She's just Nina. So I almost wonder, like, okay, do we make both of them like non-binary in a modern take on this? Do we apply it to both of them, or does that just double the problem? Yeah, see.
No, there's no way that's a solution.
I don't think it's a solution. No way. But I did think it was kind of like I noticed the unevenness in that. I think that it was like, okay, this is always applying to Johan, but never to Nina, and he seems to think that it should apply to her.
I could definitely I could see it as like when we see the kids, like maybe they alternate between both being dressed as a boy and both being dressed as a girl.
Yeah,
that could work. Well, yeah, I think I would be interested in a modern take on, in particular, the gendered aspects of this manga, because gender is a thing here that I just don't think Urasawa really knew what he was playing with. I don't think he actually, like, and again, why would he, given everything? It would be more of a surprise if he did. But, it makes me curious what it would look like if somebody approached this with more education and experience in the subject. And so how would they do this? Mm-hmm. Because I think there is a good version of it. I think you can do this in a way that isn't weird and transphobic as it was done here.
I agree.
Yeah, and so if any of our listeners want to write that, we'll talk about it. We'll give you a quick shout out on the podcast if you write this, because I want to read it.
I would like to read it too, and I'm sure probably if we dig through the Tumblr minds, we can find some thoughts on it. But I don't know how to navigate Tumblr is the thing.
Yeah. Okay. And we've got one more fun little AU question, which is, if Monster was a DC comic, how would it function?
Yeah, so I added this one because I know that you and I, we talk about DC Comics a lot on this podcast. We both have read a lot of Batman and a lot of other, that's like formative comic reading for me, I think, is a lot of the DC stuff from the 80s and I guess like late 80s, early 90s, and then New 52.
So I guess that's maybe our first question is, what era of comic is Monster? And again, to anyone listening who knows their stuff with comics, yes, you're right. This should be an Image comic, but it's not. It's a DC comic. Yeah. It could even even
be a Vertigo comic. Yeah.
Honestly, Monster would be straight in Vertigo, which would put it in more or less the same time frame, 90s.
I asked it as a DC one.
It reminds me a lot of Preacher, honestly.
Yes, I asked it as DC.
Vertigo is DC
specifically because the thing that I also tie to that is, okay, which mainline DC character is this like tangentially related to? Is the thing like
right,
who do we then
all
tap
of their
into?
Vertigo stuff is like kind of sure.
Right. It's like, does this become a story that's happening in Gotham City? Does this become something that's, like the thing that I think of immediately, because it's the one that's freshest in my mind, was Tom King's Rorschach story from a year or two ago, or maybe even 3 years ago at this point. Right. Like, I think that is tonally similar to, I mean, obviously that's a much shorter story. It's 12 issues instead of,
I guess actually this actually raises a really interesting question. Who's writing Monster, the DC comic?
Yeah.
Because it's not Urasawa.
I almost thought Tom
writing
King, because he writes it. Well, for a chunk, he was writing everything out of there.
Yeah, I mean, Tom King, like, that's what, because like Tom King isn't a bad pick. It's not bad. But like, I don't know. And like I said, this reminds me a bit of Preacher the comic, and
Garth
that's
Ennis, I think,
Ennis
could do it. Yeah.
Garth Ennis could do it, but boy,
it would be so much more vulgar. It would be so much more terrible in so many ways.
Man. Yeah.
I
don't
like,
know if it would be good.
I like Preacher, but there are parts of Preacher that I hate to think about. Like, even more
Preacher
than like
is one of his most tame.
Yeah.
Like,
there's,
Preacher,
I mean,
the comic is good, but man.
There's like I don't even want to talk about it. It just makes me frustrated. And I say that as someone who like,
you should watch the show.
I watched the first season of the show, and
the first season is one of my favorite seasons of television. Period.
I enjoyed it.
It is amazing.
There's so many pieces of that story that I like. So it's tricky for me to think about the ones that I don't. I think the fight between it's Cassidy and Jesse, right?
It's
like, no, I love that. They're just when they're pummeling each other at the end of that story.
Oh, yeah.
That's what this boils down to in the end, is just these two dudes just socking each other in the face. One of them has the power of God, and the other one's a vampire. Just incredible. Yeah, I should read Preacher again.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. How would it function though? I mean,
is it a 12 issue? Like, is it a mini series, like a maxi?
I think it's a 12 issue. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like. So what? We got 12 issues and we got 18 volumes to try and compress this down into.
I think you can.
Man,
is the thing.
Tough.
I think it's
is Denny O'Neil writing this?
It's either Denny. I was thinking. I don't think Morrison writes this one because there's not enough weird meta genre Morrison. Stuff for them.
No way. No way.
It's not.
Yeah. It's not
Tynion either. He might do it, actually.
I could see Tynion on this.
Yeah.
I could definitely see Tynion on this.
I would have said Scott Snyder at one point, but I don't think so. I think the further we are from
Snyder's a bombastic guy. Yeah. And that's his pro and con as a writer. It's how bombastic he is. But I don't think he's right. I don't think he's right for this.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You know who it is? It's Rucka. It's Greg Rucka.
Okay. Yeah, because the Gotham PD, that whole...
Yep.
And Rucka does a question run too, I think, right?
He has a question run.
Yeah.
He has I'm in the middle of his Batman run in 02 right now. He had a Wonder Woman run during Rebirth. That was pretty solid.
I did like that.
Rucka is... really, he's a very sensitive writer. He's really sensitive to his characters and sensitive to the plots he puts them in.
Okay.
So I think that makes him actually a really good choice for Monster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we make the... yeah, I think... And then,
nice.
is it tangentially related to... Does the Justice League show up at all in this? Like, who is the, like, one page where it's like, this character, the famous one, is there? Someone shows up and says something. Elongated Man. Okay. Man. I always think this is a side note, but I think it's so crazy that there's Elongated Man and Plastic Man both exist in DC.
And they're two different
and they're different guys.
They're different guys. Very different characters.
Ralph Dibny and what's Elongated Man's name?
Ralph Dibny is Elongated Man.
So then who's Plastic Man?
Plastic Man is Eel O'Brien.
Oh, that's right. What a horrible name.
Well, fuck you. I love him. Man,
I like Plastic Man and the second Frank Miller Dark Knight, that horrible Dark Knight. Talk about a comic that was impacted by 9/11. Dark Knight Strikes Back.
You know what? I liked it better than the first one.
You like Dark Knight Strikes Back better than The Dark Knight Returns?
The Dark Knight Returns is pure fascism.
No, it's not.
I don't... it's no, I don't like the first one. The second one at least was like obviously it was clearly like a libertarian railing against the very concept of government.
Uh-huh.
But I preferred that to the first one, which was a libertarian becoming his own government.
I mean, look, you're not entirely wrong, but you don't
Like,
you don't like this would be a good death, but not good enough.
It's
Are you gonna say that's fine?
no, it is good. It's good. It's just like you can't read Frank Miller and not read his politics.
You're
you know
right.
what I mean?
You're correct.
And there's and libertarians got two speeds, and I like one of them more than the other one.
Oh, that's so funny to me. This is crazy.
I did not expect to be the kind of person who would prefer
Dark Knight Strikes Again to Dark Knight or Dark Knight. I don't know what it is. Dark Knight Returns.
I don't know the second one over the first one. I did not expect it. I just read.
That's crazy.
I just read it in the last few weeks. I'm pretty sure, and I was like, "Oh God, I can't believe I'm about to read this." Oh no! And then
I liked it more than I thought I was when I read it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I think the fun thing about that one is seeing how he uses all those different DC characters, right? Because that's like Plastic Man is tied up in that little egg is the thing.
Yeah. And I also really like how much Frank Miller hates Superman.
Oh, he hates Superman. He hates Superman so much.
He character assassinates Superman so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell Frank Miller is definitely of that Lex Luthor mindset.
Yes.
That no one with that amount of power
can ever be good.
Should,
yeah.
Like, and it's a position that I don't, it's like, have a little more poetry in your soul there, bud. Make some more room for Superman, but it is fun.
Oh man, what a fun time. Man. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. So anyway, real quick, do we have an artist in mind or a penciler here? Who's penciling? Who's penciling Monster?
I like Jock's Batman issues a lot. The Scott Snyder Jock Batman run before New 52.
I love that you call it Jock Batman. You're absolutely right. That is what it is. It's Jock Batman.
Yeah.
It's Greg Capullo. That's
no. Jock was the artist before Capullo. But
Capullo the whole time?
No, so before it becomes New 52, there's a trade called the Black Mirror that's Dick Batman. And it's Scott Snyder got put on Batman.
I didn't realize that Snyder was on Dick Batman.
Yeah, it was only like 12 issues. It's not very long.
I love comic books. I love that comic books make you say sentences.
Black Mirror is a Batman story written by Scott Snyder, illustrated by Jock and Francesco Francavilla. 10 issues in Detective Comics, and it's the final Batman story. Jock.
What's his fucking name?
He just goes by Jock.
Okay.
Yeah, Scottish cartoonist.
All right, let me take a look at this guy. Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see it. I can definitely see it. I do think.
Do you have the Gordon page, the spread with his creepy little with James Gordon Jr.? Like that's the. I think that's also why I pulled him.
Page with Batman like flipping. No, okay. I see it. I can see it. Oh, Snyder and Jock on Savage Dragon? Jesus
Oh
Christ.
My gosh, what?
Oh my god.
That's not a good idea. That's
No
one should let Scott Snyder write Savage Dragon.
No one should let anyone write Savage Dragon.
Was that Eric Larson was Savage Dragon?
I think
so. That's one of the image.
Something like that.
I actually have not read a single issue of Savage Dragon, so.
Yeah. No, this is Jock is a good pick for the penciler here though. That's good.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff.
Fun.
Boy, we are really doing niche after niche on this episode.
And we're gonna
you know what? That's fucking
people.
fun. Dude, I don't care. This is the wrap up, right? That's
we're having fun.
People don't have to listen to
this is just a fun bonus.
But I hope you guys are, and I hope you're having fun.
Me too.
So, questions. We had some questions, mostly from Villafox. Thank
you.
Phil. We love
Thank you, Phil. I was so excited when I saw this email come in.
I know. All right. What non-story thing were you most surprised by? I'm not sure I know what this means, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
the whole
I'm
thing's
trying to
the
think if
story.
there's
I
like
don't-
some sort of detail in there that I was surprised by or something. Oh, big old burp.
I'm drinking seltzer and beer at the same
Yeah,
time.
getting bubbly. Oh, I think by how often sandwiches showed up and were plot critical, I can say I was surprised by that.
True, yeah, the amount
Yeah.
of food there.
Food, yeah.
I think probably, I think in general, like, just the sheer size of the cast and
Yeah,
how
that's-
often new characters got introduced.
That's
You know,
good.
that is really, like, every time another new character shows up, you're like, another one?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, well, okay, surely that's all of them. And then next fucking chapter or volume, you're like, another one?
Another?
And then
Yeah.
you get to Ruhenheim and you're like, oh my god. So yeah, I think that was something that really kept me surprised and intrigued throughout reading this. And
Yeah.
that's something that, as I've said many times, that's one of the best things about reading Urasawa, because that's just constant for him.
Cool.
But it never stops surprising me.
Yeah, that was that was my refrain through the whole thing was I have no idea where this goes next. And that was more in terms of story, but it was kind of always a surprise to see when I cracked open the next volume, like, all right, what are we going to see this time? So, surprise is a good, I think, thing to hold on to. Okay, the next one is what side or background character needed their own chapter?
Right, fine.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I would go for a Reichfein, like, origin or
Reichfein.
background story. Like,
We had he was super important.
he
but we
shows
didn't
up
get
fully
a lot
formed.
with him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
would like
and
background
Otto,
on him.
obviously.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
most time with Otto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think those two. Do you think Tenma ever thought about kissing Grimmer, and maybe while he was thinking about it, the back of his hand accidentally rubbed up against Grimmer's, and it made Tenma think, oh, should I do it? And Grimmer gave him this really sweet, dopey smile because he kind of thought Tenma was going to kiss him, but he must have been mistaken, and that's when they fell in love. I do think this, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's when they were hiking to go have their picnic on the mountain after they'd escaped from the
my
train.
God. Yeah.
Jeez, just
good
now
question.
I'm imagining,
we should
and
get more questions like that.
yeah, part of this is just like I even hesitate to go into this, but Grimmer, is the type of person who after a kiss would ask, "Was that okay? How do I need to do that differently?"
God.
Because he's
Oh,
constantly
God.
asking about the
Oh,
smile.
fuck. Oh,
I hate to
God.
think about this actually.
I feel like there's a lot of shipping that you could do in this series.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
at least a decent bit. Ava Heinemann did nothing wrong. Phil.
Look, girl boss gatekeep gaslight.
Fuck.
or whatever the phrase is.
She gaslit her fucking mansion is what she did.
She did. She torched that thing.
God.
Uh,
How do you think Urasawa managed to create the first and only non-annoying kid side?
This is a good
in
point.
Dieter? By making him competent.
Yeah. He's never
And
something
by-
that, like,
yeah.
we're never, Dieter's never really in danger. There's only one chapter, and it's when he's hanging out with the kid that Johann monster-fied.
Yeah.
But,
And
like,
even then, he's helping the other kid out. Like,
and Dieter gives shit back to the adults is, like, the other thing, too.
Yep.
Where, like, he draws that, the last time we see Dieter, I think, is he's drawn that crappy picture of Ava. It's like, he's holding it up and she's frowning. Like, I love that.
Yeah. I think it kind of comes down to, most kid characters, like, they're kind of defined by wanting to come along and the adults not wanting them to come along, and then we get this annoying back and forth where the kid ultimately doesn't come along. And, like, that's what's annoying. It's not that the characters themselves are annoying, it's just that everyone's always like, well, this is what I do with the kid character. But that never happens with Dieter. The adults are kind of like, hey, there's a kid here? Oh, fuck it, whatever. And then Dieter's just here.
Yeah, and it's
I
always
think
kind of a
that's why
funny
he's not
detail
annoying.
that Dieter's still there.
Yeah.
Like, we cut to him just, like, kicking a soccer ball against a wall a couple times.
Yeah.
Tied to that, like, Dieter always wanted to come along. I think Dieter, because he's with Tenma for the first half of the story, and then he's with Nina, and then he's with Ava. It's like he is always kind of constantly keeping these characters from falling into the brink of despair. And like the thing that he always brings up is, Tenma said there's a brighter day tomorrow, and like he really has taken that to heart from the jump. Like that is the conclusion of his arc. Is Tenma's telling him like tomorrow's going to be a better day. Like you don't have to give into this despair. And then Dieter's there to remind everyone of that through the rest of the story.
It's really I think like. You know what? I had something then I lost it. Damn. I guess actually the trick of it is that he is not a sidekick. He is just a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. He helps the other characters, like you were saying. His presence is valuable. He's not there to keep the kids interested or give them something to relate to.
No.
He's not there to, make the adults feel one way or another either. He's a character and he has his own motivations and his own reasons for being there and doing what he does.
Mm-hmm.
And him being around really does a lot for a lot of the adults, and it's really heartwarming. And I think that's why he's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like in a story where like the treatment of children is such a central theme, right?
Yeah.
The fact that we can see like a good example of, I mean, like maybe not good because like it's probably like honestly for him, this is probably not a great childhood experience, like running around Germany chasing a murderer. But like the way that he is treated, yeah, it models kind of this better image of what can happen for these kids. So, yeah, I don't know. I like Dieter. I don't think thinking about it. I don't think Dieter's a major character because like he's major in his section where he's introduced and then he's always kind of there. Yeah. But like I'm always happy when Dieter's there, I think.
Me too. If you could live the rest of your life as a character from Monster, who would it be? Or alternatively, what would be your quirky, ironic retirement profession?
Is that like how Klaus Papa becomes the hotel owner as his quirky, ironic?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so, yeah.
Well, I mean, mine obviously is I run the hot dog stand in Ruenheim that Hot Dog Girl works at. That's my quirky, ironic retirement profession.
Yeah, my quirky, ironic retirement profession would be... I would be the guy in the antique shop.
Okay, I do like that guy too.
Yeah, his little pencil mustache. Yeah.
But if I'm a monster character,
yeah.
I mean, we joked about me being, or Yansuk being Matt Fennell coded. I don't know if I'm Yansuk. Yeah. I think probably what I am is I work in the office that Lunga works in. I'm like one of those guys that was playing chess when Lunga comes in, and he's like
you get to work.
Knight to L3 or whatever.
Yeah, and you go, wow, how'd you do that? That's so funny. God, who am I in Monster? I guess I'm in school to be a therapist, so I guess I'm going for Reichwein.
Cool.
Yeah. How similar is Monster to the other Urasawa manga he'll be covering in the future? This is a really good question. And one that Matt
I can't answer, so I'm just going to listen.
This is a Quinn question.
Thank you, Phil, because now I get to listen.
Yeah. How similar is it? It depends, right? So it's really similar to other Urasawa manga in certain ways. Urasawa opens are his stock in trade, right? He loves big casts, he loves mysteries, he loves history and consequences. All of these things, all of these hallmarks of his work are very much here. And so reading one Urasawa manga is not super duper different than reading another in that sense, but then you get to something like Master Keaton, which is coming up, and that's completely different because that's just an episodic like adventure of the week format, and so we won't half of the stuff I just mentioned isn't present because Urasawa isn't even doing the writing for a lot of it, but we're still doing the podcast on it because it's Urasawa enough, and then Yaora, Happy, I don't know enough about them. I don't know for sure exactly how much of the Urasawa hallmarks there are. I suspect still quite a few. And then I think probably the one that's most similar to Monster is Billy Bat. And Pluto also bears a lot of similarity here as well, but Pluto is also really short. Billy Bat in scale and scope is not dissimilar to Monster, so fairly high similarity there. But man, oh, that fucking story. And then Asadora. Really excited for us to get to Asadora whenever that finishes up. Who knows? I mean, we might finish everything else before Asadora's done.
Who knows? Yeah.
Who knows?
If that one ends up being another long one, but
yeah, totally.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah. So the answer is, it's clearly written by the same guy. There are differences. There are similarities. Like, it's like any author.
Cool. Okay. This one's a fun one. If you could introduce any supernatural element into the narrative of Monster, what would that look like? How would that play out? My answer, and this is Vil speaking here now. My answer, so glad you asked. Dieter is, due to weird military experimentation, basically a vampire. Tenma periodically has to let Dieter feed on him. That's why he's so tired. Thank you, Vil.
Love you, Vil. Love you, Vil. Thank you, Vil. A supernatural element. I think the obvious one here is that Klaus Papa's experiments are to generate ESP.
Okay.
So all of the Kinderheim people have different ESP powers.
Right. Yeah.
Which we kind of already said.
Yeah, I mean,
like
that was what I
episodes.
posited was that Johan has some sort of low level TK or ESP where he can, these mental images and low level mind reading and stuff like that.
I guess Nina does have like a twin thing power, come to think of it.
Yeah. If we were going to introduce any more.
So it's kind of already true. Yeah, so let's pick a new one since this one is already in the text, it turns out.
Let's see. I think here's actually how I think I would do it. And this is kind of how it gets played, but I think I would lean into it even more. I think I would make Roberto unkillable. Like, we kill him more than just that one time. I think it would be like a Jason or a Freddy or whatever.
Yeah.
Roberto just keeps coming back. He can't kill him. He's the slasher villain.
I do really like that. I think it would be fun if Grimmer actually turned into like a monster.
That would be cool. Yeah, if we saw some sort of,
he gets claws.
Mm-hmm.
He's a werewolf, Grimmer werewolf.
Ooh, werewolf Grimmer, good. I mean, especially if we've got vampire Dieter.
Wolfgang. Well, his name is Wolfgang.
His name's Wolfgang. Yeah, he's a werewolf.
It's easy. That's what a fucking
slam dunk. Kaboom.
Boom. All right. If there was a budget and everyone involved was compensated fairly, do you think a completely colorized manga would make reading it better, or would that distract from the story? Urasawa's line art is different when he's using colors.
It's a lot softer and like more watercolory in the color panels. And like the little bit of reading that I've done is like I think he supervised the colorizing of these ones, so really? Like he's involved at least.
I don't think it needs color.
I like how stark it is in black and white, and I think that lends to the grit and realism.
The shot composition is designed for black and white, right? It's designed to let the negative space and the white space work. So I do think that colorizing the whole thing wouldn't do much, especially considering how busy some of the panels are. Yeah. I think it would, because the thing is that like when you're working in black and white, large areas of white are most often seen on characters, and that makes them stand out, so you know where to focus. But if you color the characters, they don't stand out in the same way, and so panels become less immediately legible. Your eye doesn't know where to settle, right? So when you're doing colors, you have to draw the panel with colors in mind. For a style more like Araki, right? Because that's another manga that has had an official colored version made. You can get away with that because Araki's line art is somewhat less, it's a little less detailed in certain ways than Urasawa's. Like, yeah, it's dense, but his composition makes it very obvious what's important. Whereas Urasawa's composition is a little bit more subtle and realistic, and so it really relies on that contrast to be readable.
Yeah. I don't really have too much to add here. But like I said, I think the color that we do have is kind of soft and washed out, and like I love all the color plates in the version that we've read. But I do really like kind of how black and white and screen tone get used in the story as it is. And I mean, going back to when we started, most of my comics reading is from Western comics, which are by and large all colorized. So it's hard for me to imagine just because this feels like a different thing. I don't really know what it would look like in color, but I think it would. The anime is in that kind of like browns and greens and like kind of 2000s muddy tone.
And the anime is not interesting to look at. That's its biggest fucking problem. The animation itself is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But the color work really makes it feel like you're watching something from the 90s in a bad way.
Yeah, and I just think, like, I don't think you would go bright poppy colors if you're colorizing this. I think it would end up looking more like the anime, and, that's not, I think, what I want. So,
definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. We have a couple of questions from my friend Maya.
Thank you, Maya.
What plot threads do we think we could improve? Roberto.
Okay, yeah, because you don't like the Adolf Reinhardt reveal.
No, I don't.
I would have liked.
Or we could, but like if there was just like a little bit of, if we had found out sooner.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Then that would make Roberto more interesting, because then like every time we interacted with him, we would feel the tragedy more acutely.
Sure.
But here it's just kind of like popped in at the end there, and it doesn't feel like it was built up to it all.
I think I would like a better conclusion for Jan Suk.
Yeah.
But, like, there's not really... the comic is already, like, 170 chapters, right? Like, that adds... my guess would be, like, at least 4 or 5, right? If we're giving him something.
He went to the hospital.
Yeah.
Urasawa went to the hospital because he was doing this and 20th Century Boys at the same time. And he overworked himself.
So...
like...
I understand why that's not in there, like, truly. But I would have liked I think a different resolution for Jan Suk. And maybe that's it, honestly. I think I would have reduced the Nina memory therapy. I think I would have gotten rid of maybe one instance of that. I think there was maybe one too many, but that's it. I think it's pretty tightly plotted. I'm a fan.
Me too.
As stands.
Yeah. Favorite arc for me, it's the ending. Ruhenheim is an all-timer.
Yeah, looking back at the tier list that we put together,
I'd be surprised. I feel like it's Frankfurt for you.
I think it is the Frankfurt. It's I really like Nina's introduction. I really like the Frankfurt stuff. It's very neck and neck. I think if you ask me on a different day, it's a different thing. But I think I am going to go with the Turkish Quarter. Love that.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's really, really good. Mm-hmm. It digs its teeth into some awesome geopolitical stuff that the rest of the manga doesn't really approach in the same way again.
Mm-hmm. And we get a tease of it when Tenma goes back to the Frankfurt Quarter, and I love that stuff. Like when he's talking with Peter Chapek about it got bulldozed anyway, right?
Well, not Peter Chapek.
Milan.
Milan. Yeah. Okay, so.
Do we want to talk about this horrible Reddit post or?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's pull it up.
Absolutely, you want to talk about this Reddit post? Okay, so here is friends on Reddit.com. There is a post on the r/monster anime subreddit. It's a pinned post. It is called "Guide to Interpret Monster and Why You Should Care." This post is radioactive. It is such a mess of toxic, pseudo-intellectual babble.
Yeah, so Quinn found this one. This was near the beginning of his recording, I think, or maybe like as we'd started to put out the first set of episodes. Because the Reddit says that this post is 10 months old. So that's like beginning of the year as the first episodes are coming out. Quinn messaged me and was like, you can't read this because we haven't finished the story yet, but like, holy cow, I hate this so much.
It's really bad, and we can't go over the whole thing because it's giant.
Because it's pretty long, I think.
3 hours. Thing. I could run a fucking seminar debunking every sentence of this fucking thing.
I mean, the fact that it talks about the Big Five model, which is like a thing that I learned in my MBA classes, which I'm getting a business degree. Do not hold it against me. It is mostly just the same sort of stuff, this babble, right? But it's like there's a long section in this about personality tests. There's links to the Wikipedia pages for extroversion, conscientiousness, neuroticism, agreeableness. Like, take a personality test, this, that, the other. It's just... Oh my gosh.
I think the thing that really gets me, right? So first, welcome to a guide on how to interpret Monster and any other pieces of fiction for that matter.
Oh.
My main goal here is to make the case that Monster can be correctly interpreted.
Correctly? Are you serious?
A truly canonical interpretation of any work of fiction is intuitively undeniable, regardless of the author's stance or silence on it. Right? So what we're seeing here is
this is the worst version of Death of the Author, right? Where it's like the author's dead, so I can tell you the objective meaning of this.
I can tell you, and the great thing is that this is clearly a person that has never taken a literature class, right? They have never taken.
Well, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true because they
I mean,
make it seem like they've read a lot. They might be lying, but
I'm sure they've read a lot, and maybe they have conversations about it, or maybe they took the classes and ignored them, right? But if they, believe me, as someone who has taken classes on analyzing fiction, look. Yes.
I'm just gonna read this paragraph. This drives me insane. A curious yet uncomfortable sense of uncertainty is often found in the last panel of Monster. Just an empty bed. This empty bed triggers the curiosity of avid readers into wondering what it all means. After all, Monster presents itself to be a piece of fiction psychologically and philosophically rich, and not understanding what an empty bed means must mean that one was missing the point. Confused, a reader would often flock to analyses on Monster, and believing that they have understood it intellectually, continue living their lives still psychologically disturbed because they have not truly intuitively understood Monster at all. You know what? You're right. This person's never taken a literature class in their life. The amount of times that they use the word psychological, intellectual.
Why do they so focus on like intuition? Why is intuition important to them when it comes to analyzing a piece of fiction?
Truly, if it was an intuitive, you would not be writing this argument. That's the opposite of intuitive.
Oh my god.
I hate to just sit here and dunk on something like this, but like it's pinned on the anime.
It's pinned on the fucking thing. It's pinned. If it wasn't
pinned,
I might hesitate a little bit more, but it's fucking pinned.
It's pinned.
Section 1. Why Monster is a genuine and profound piece of fiction. God,
what does that even mean? A genuine piece of fiction? What does genuine mean?
Oh, wait. Matt. I have got some... Folks who also listen to Homestuck Made This World, you're gonna get a kick out of this.
Are you gonna say the fiction teaches you how to read it? I'm sorry if I stole your thunder.
Creativity, roughly speaking, is akin to running a simulation with clearly defined boundaries and watching the simulation unfold and writing out what you observed. Of course, there would be bad ideas here and there, but through survival of the fittest, the one that made the most sense would be inked on paper.
What the fuck? It's not real. It's a story that someone made up.
We love this shit. We love this shit, folks. Right? We love
this. Honestly, thank you, because now I get to do the thing that Kunzelman does, where I say it's simply not real. It's made up.
It's not real. It's made up. It's not a simulation.
A simulation? Fiction is a simulation? Are you kidding me?
It's a style. It is a style that somebody can do, right? They can pretend to do this. But that's the fucking thing. You can pretend to do this, and ultimately, that's not how writing works. Writing is a series of choices you make. You think about how you want it to go, and you choose the one that is what you want. This weird, objective, simulationist style of writing is only a veneer. It doesn't exist at all in any sense, and so this guy doesn't even say writing. He says creativity, roughly speaking. It's fucking absolutely absurd.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing here,
this guy,
man. No, point number 2, why there is a correct interpretation. Like, honestly, everyone here who's listening to the show knows this. Anyone who tells you that there is a correct interpretation of something is lying to you.
Yes.
And they're lying to you so that they can, I don't know, get something from you. They have a position.
I'll grant you this. I do believe that there is such a thing as an incorrect interpretation of something.
Yes.
But there is an infinite number of correct ones.
Yes.
Right? The number of incorrect interpretations is relatively small. Here's another great one that really just... A great way to identify disingenuous art is to look for clear and explicit messaging. For example,
is this something that someone's written, disingenuous
with
art?
an end in mind or a clear message that they want to express, in parentheses, propaganda.
Are you kidding me?
They would often straw man opposing viewpoints, parentheses, and therefore virtue signal, end parentheses. Basically... One should notice that the reason why Monster is hard to interpret is that there is no explicit messaging. Holy fuck.
Are you kidding me?
Fuck.
This is a keep politics out of video game person. This is insane.
Not only that, this is a guy, how do I put this? This is, oh my god. I don't understand how, wait, okay, hold on. What does he think he's interpreting? If there is no message, what is he interpreting? Is he saying that there's no political point? This is one of the most political manga that exists. Like, straight up, that exists. Like, very few manga delve into real-world politics to the same degree that Monster does. So it is absolutely insane. This is... It is so absurd to try and claim that Monster makes no points. This is one of the most direct, I have a point for you to listen to manga out there, I feel.
I think maybe one of the most frustrating things about this, so they conclude by saying, and I hate to just read what this person has written, like to give them a platform, but and basically where we just say
they're pinned. They've already got a platform.
Here's what I'm going to say. Like, we're not digging into explicitly why we disagree with everything that this person has said here, but I think we've done 18 episodes. You can go back and listen and see how we feel and how, what we've said goes against what this person has written. But at the end, they say, what I think the messages of Monster are. I think that Monster is a beautiful cautionary tale, and its messages are: love is the answer to life's sufferings. Good and evil do exist. Everyone has the capacity to be either. Good ultimately triumphs. To be a good person, one would have to integrate their shadow, dark self. A person's childhood is central to the person they become. Redemption is possible even for the most evil. We should not give in to the temptation of nihilism that comes with overconscious intellectualizing. This is what we were saying. This is when we said
out of the park.
Yeah.
This guy is completely correct. So that is the fucking thing about this dude, is that he has arrived at all of the same conclusions as we have.
Well, no. His last one where he says, the temptation of nihilism that comes with overconscious intellectualizing. This was when we joked about their blackmailing the kids. We're not saying that media interpretation is evil and turns you into a monster, right? And we're not saying that, like, postmodernism is the fall of the Western world, which I think might be a phrase that this person would agree with, just based on the way that they've written their arguments. But I think it's just like, they've hit some of the big points, but I think it oversimplifies is the thing, and I think it's by stripping out.
This guy wants stuff,
his, by saying that there's no message here, that you end up with just the most. It's flat and kind of, I don't know, trite. Like, love is the answer to life's sufferings. That is not what I think I would take away from this story. But I mean, like, that is something that I think, I don't know. This is insane.
I think it's trite, but I think, considering how insane everything he says is, the fact that he reached the messages decently, to any degree. Yeah. And I think what this is this is a case of somebody who, it's clearly an amateur, right?
Yeah.
Because
but we are too. Like, to be perfectly fair, we are also amateurs.
It's true. But he thinks he knows how he arrived at his conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
But he is consciously avoiding all of the details in the story that actually lead you to those conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. It's wild. Anyway,
yeah. Hey,
I just
can
wanted
you
to
tell
get
me
mad
about,
at him.
do you know anything about his other manga recommendation? I don't know what that is. I know Berserk,
his
but I don't know the other
manga
one.
recommendations. Goodnight Punpun.
Yeah, what's that?
It is very, very good. Don't get me wrong, it's
Okay.
really good, but it is the exact kind of thing that this guy would really like, because it's a really like depressing auteur boy
Okay.
exploration of adolescence and sexuality in a
Okay.
really like traumatic way. You know, one of those deals.
Yeah.
Done really, really well. Like, I'm kind of making it like I'm sounding a little
Reductive.
reductive
Or
to it, yes,
unkind,
but
yeah.
Goodnight Punpun, extremely good, very much worth reading, will destroy you, and so very much the kind of thing that this kind of guy would think of as
Okay.
high art, but absolutely, you know, absurd that he
Sure.
he's willing to cut off an entire avenue of analysis.
Yeah, and then the same thing for anime, because the anime Devilman Crybaby, which, as listeners might
Yeah.
remember, one of the 3 manga that I bought that started this podcast was, I bought the first Perfect Edition of Monster, I bought the first Dragon Ball, like the 3-in-1, and then I bought a hardcover of Devilman. And it was like, which one am I going to read? And then Quinn said, you should read Monster, and we should do a podcast on it. So,
Yeah.
see, and I talk all the time on this show about Evangelion and how much I like it. And when I say,
don't
get
know
some
anything about
Evangelion
Ergo
vibes from
Proxy.
here. Yeah, I don't know what Ergo. I was going to ask if you knew what that is.
I don't know what that is. I've heard the name. I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, so
Oof. Sorry to just like sit there for a while,
posted.
but
It's posted. It's pinned. I mean,
yeah, we have to address it.
r/monster anime rules. Rule 1, be respectful. Rule 2, absolutely no asking how to be like Johan. All caps.
What the hell? Is that a joke?
This is self-explanatory. Do not make any posts asking how to become like Johan, and do not ask how to become nihilistic or emotionless. This will result in 1 warning and then a ban. So, you know that this is a problem they've had.
Crazy.
Interesting. And then we have a couple of other helpful analysis things. One here says, everything Johan did was for Anna, a monster capable of love. I could see this reading.
Some of this other stuff I think is okay. I mean, like, because that...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that I've...
Was Johan aware from the beginning that Anna was the one who went to the Red Rose Mansion? No, he wasn't. He tells you that he wasn't. He asks the question. I'm sorry, but we've said it before and we'll say it again. If your theory contradicts the text, it's a bad theory.
Yeah.
Like,
Pure
sorry.
speculation.
Okay. In positive news, however,
Whew.
Tumblr.com
Oh, yeah, this is good.
/Cyanogoth. So we've, over the course of the manga, we've spent some time and done some diversions and some tangents into, what's the story behind, like, this name? What's, like, oh, this is referencing this philosophical thing. Oh, this is referencing this part of the Bible. Oh, this is referencing this piece of art. We have found a Tumblr blog that does all of this with so much more thoroughness than we ever could.
It's a Tumblr that links to a live journal is the other thing too. I think the live
links
journal.
to a live journal.
Yeah, the live journal has also done a lot of that work. But it's
Yes.
we'll put the description in the or we'll put the post in the the link.
We'll post
in the
our description on the blog.
Yeah.
So definitely check that out if you've been enjoying kind of that supplementary material vibe.
I think this is like a better way of
brought to the
approaching
function.
what the Reddit post we just knocked on does, right? Where this is more just like,
Absolutely.
hey, let's dig into the content and like kind of figure out where some of this comes from and give you some more stuff you can read to think about this.
Super cool stuff, way more thorough than you could ever reasonably be in a podcast.
Yeah.
So it's great that somebody else has done this work, and I wish I had found it before the show was over. But it's very, very cool stuff. So please do check that.
Yeah. And
out.
thank you. Someone on Twitter recommended this to us ages ago. So thank you for that.
Yeah, that's right.
We
We were going to. There was that video. Whatever. It's too late to watch it now. We've done plenty.
Yeah.
There is one more thing. So next up, and let me go and grab this link here.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to do like a 3, 2, 1 countdown as the thing. But I'm excited for this.
It's fine. So, next up on Urasawa Boys, we are gonna be where Monster season's done. We're out of Monster.
It's done.
Which is kind of fucked up.
It feels wild. I didn't think we were ever gonna get here, but we did.
It's crazy that we did it, and we're about to
and we did it mostly on schedule. We only delayed a couple times.
Mostly, I am so happy with mostly and finished.
Mm-hmm.
But next up we are going to read Urasawa's Master Keaton, which is mostly written by not Urasawa, and we are going to get into that. It's a bit of a shorter series. And we'll talk more about the history of it and all of the publishing stuff when we get started with it. But one thing I wanted to do here was I was thinking, oh yeah, what are we gonna do for the music, right? For the podcast, because we're not gonna be doing Monster anymore, so we have to get a new theme song. And I was like, oh right, Master Keaton actually did have an anime adaptation, so let me go and listen to that and see what the fuck that sounds like. Brother, it sure does sound like. So, Matt, let me know when you're ready and at 0, and we'll listen together. And this will be Matt's first time listening to it.
Okay, I'm at 0. I've got it. So you can count me down, and then I'll hit play.
Okay, we're gonna do it on 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so on go, I'll hit go.
Yes.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. I'll get your other headphone on, bud.
Oh. Bob in my head.
Right?
I'm gonna put this in under us, like, kind of bantering a little bit.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, this is very different vibes from I'm excited for this. This seems like it's going to be a good time. Oh, that fun drum?
Yeah, right?
Stonehenge, some fire. Oh, I love those animals. That's extremely 90s looking animals.
Oh, yeah.
Someone watched a Miyazaki movie before they did this opening sequence.
Well, actually, it's a reference to a specific thing in that happens.
Oh, in the comic? Okay. Oh, this is cool. All right, that was sick. I liked that.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
I just, like,
huge
the first time I
tonal
watched
shift.
it, and the bagpipes come in, and I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa.
They're a little stunning when they come in.
Yeah, it's just not what you expect from a
not
fucking
at all.
Anime opening.
Yeah,
but I really like that.
I'm excited.
I'm really looking forward to Master Keaton. It's going to be a fairly different kind of a show because Master Keaton has different stuff for us to dig into. But I hope you guys come along. And even if you skip the Master Keaton season, we'll be coming back around for more.
Don't skip the Master Keaton season. We're still gonna have fun.
Don't do it. Yeah. We are absolutely going to have fun. I have some ideas for some really fun segments, and I think it'll be a really good time.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
And then depending on the state of the strike, we'll see about doing Pluto.
Yeah, where Pluto happens.
Point.
So
yeah, I do want to get to Pluto.
Me too. Pluto was that was my first because I read I think the first volume of Pluto when I was in high school or college or something.
Right.
So I'm interested to get back to that. So
yeah. All right.
But
yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean that's it. Let's do plugs real quick.
Yeah, dude.
I'm Matt Fennell. I'm at mattfennell.bski.social on Blue Sky. And I'm at blarple.net. That's my blog. And that's me. Quinn, where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me at 200proofgames.bski.social. It's 200 proof games, and you can find my TTRPG work at 200proof.itch.io. And that's about where you can find me. And, as we wrap up our wrap up episode, thanks for coming along for the ride with us, everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone.
We really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to more Urasawa boys, talking more about this author that I really fucking love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, all right. And the last time fading out with the monster music, everybody, thank you so much for listening. And thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend.